Alright, what is up everybody? I wanted to talk to you today about a new mobile RTS, which is called World War Commander. The name is not great, but you know, we'll move on from that. Basically, the reason I want to talk to you about this game is that this is a real RTS on mobile, which I know a lot of Rivals fans have been clamoring for a new RTS on mobile to play. This is not a lane battler like Clash Royale, where you just drop your units and they walk forwards and fight each other. This is an actual game where you control your units and you have a map and you go out and you try and fight your units against your opponent's units to win the game. Anyone who's played Company of Heroes, this game will be very familiar to. It's very, very similar to Company of Heroes. So you generate resources by capturing points on the map, and you win the game by capturing victory points on the map. And if you have more victory points than your opponent, then their victory point ticker ticks down, and when they reach 0, you are the winner. And if you reach 0, then they are the winner. So anyone who's played COH will definitely recognize this. I want to talk about the positives and negatives of this game a little bit. So the positives of this game, the things that make it really like a good game to play in my opinion. Firstly, as I've already said, you control your own units. Like you actually are playing a real RTS on mobile, which is exciting. Secondly, this game is in beta currently, so you can get in early on the ground floor by picking it up now. It hasn't come out yet. There isn't even an iOS version available. You can play beta on Android. iOS is coming in the summer, supposedly. I don't know the exact dates, but it's on the way, the iOS beta. But yeah, you can get in on the ground floor, start playing right from the start. Thirdly, I'd like to say it's just fun. Like, I think the game is fun. I've been enjoying it. I've played it a couple of weeks now, and it's just a pretty fun game to play. There is currently 2 factions. There's currently USA and Germany. Let's take a look at the troops here. So here is USA, here's all the troops. I haven't even unlocked all the troops, not even close. I've got a bunch of, well, kind of close I guess. I've got like 5 more I haven't unlocked on USA. Over here on Germany, I'm missing about 4. You guys will notice these numbers with little chevrons around them. Anyone who's played Rivals will recognize this. It has almost identical leveling system to Rivals. So you train your units for coins, which is here, coins, and then you level them up with cards. So here I have 2 out of 20 Flamethrower Squad cards. And the stats, the hit points and the damage go up when you train and when you level. I think the amounts are a little bit higher than in Rivals. I think it's about 10% for a level up and then like 1% for a training. Whereas in Rivals, it's 7% for the level up. So it is going to be probably a pay-to-win game. It's hard to see any way around that. If you have more cards and coins and so on, then your units are going to be stronger than your opponents, which obviously is a bit of a negative. But it is the mobile market, and you do expect these things from mobile games. So if you can't stand another pay-to-win game, then this probably isn't for you. I don't know for sure whether it'll be pay to win or not, but the fact that you can make your units more powerful is definitely a pretty bad sign with regards to pay to win. At the moment there's 2 commanders for each faction and they are identical. So you have 3 abilities with your commander. You've got an artillery general who has direct strike, just deals some damage. Advanced warning gives you a bunch more vision, and missile strike, which is it's like a giant iron cannon thing. It just keeps firing missiles on a large area, does a ton of damage. You get points for this by doing things in game. Well, I'll show you a game later on and we'll talk about this. I'm just showing each general has free abilities. So this one has Onslaught, which is basically boost all your units. Army Reserves gives you a tank destroyer and an infantry squad, and a defensive artillery, which surrounds all of your points that you control will start bombing nearby units for a while. Germany has exactly the same. So we've got the missile strike artillery general over here, and then over here the reinforcement general. Alright, so things that I want to talk about with this game. Another negative, there seems to be 5 rarities of cards. There's common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. So leveling up the higher rarity units is probably incredibly difficult. Similar to Rivals again though, your higher level rarities start higher level, and therefore like it's 2 cards to level up my level 5 legendary unit, whereas to level up my uncommon is 10. So you need less cards for the higher rarities to level them up, and they start higher level. But yeah, getting cards for higher rarity units seems like it's probably going to be quite tricky. So some negatives of the game, obviously the pay to win and the rarities is a big negative. Other thing I want to talk about, the map is bigger, so it's quite hard. It's harder to see what's going on than in something like Rivals, where you can see everything all the time. There is a mini map which you can use to navigate, and it is quite good. Again, I'll talk about this a little bit when we're playing the game. I'll play a run and I'll show you the game, and you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about there. Finally, there are other negatives. It is still very early on, so this is subject to change, but currently leveling units is quite difficult, it seems. The only way to get more cards is from the shop, and yeah, just from the shop. Even there's no daily reward cards. There are daily rewards, but they give you coins and premium currency, which is tokens. So you get 30, 20, 10 premium currency, and you get a bunch of coins for doing daily quests. There's also this rear support that gives you some coins every X hours or whatever. But yeah, the only way to get cards seems to be as daily offers, where the cards are really quite expensive. And then there's reinforcements, which is 20 premium currency, and you get like one of these. So it's just like a loot box. So you can't really target leveling up units. You can these refresh each day, like these change. So at the moment it's tier 1, tier 2, and USA armor, but these change each day. I'll show you an example. So this is what I can get from it. As you rank up, your card drops will increase, so you get more cards. So I won't talk about it too much now, but it seems like you want to rank up as much as possible before spending your tokens, because you get more cards. It's pretty simple loot boxing, as you expect. You click the button, you get a loot box. I get some coins, and I got some Wolverine cards, which is actually amazing, because I've been trying for ages to get Wolverine. I think this unit is busted. I've opened a lot of these crates trying to get Wolverine, so hooray. And of course, here is buy more stuff, because, you know, that's how these games work. Alright, other things that are negative. Currently, there's no social functionality. There's no friend list, there's no customs, there's no alliances, nothing. No way to contact another player inside the game. I believe that the customs are definitely coming in the next update, they said. But beyond that, I don't know what their plans are with regards to social stuff. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. And also, currently you can't change your name. But they say in the next update, again, they're going to let you change your name. At the moment, you're just player some random number. I think if you link to Facebook, you can change your name. But at the moment, I haven't bothered. When they let me change my name, I'll change my name. Until then, I'll just be player, 307597. You've also got this. You've got avatars. Super, who cares? Here's my nation rating. I have currently, my win rate is 92%, which is pretty good, obviously. I don't mention this to brag. I mention it because I haven't really spent any money on the game. And I have a 92% win rate currently, after like 2 weeks of playing. And I'm currently at 2nd Lieutenant, 1387. This is obviously not like a high rating or anything. If you look at this thing, look how far it goes along. It goes really far. So my rating is not particularly high currently, but I do have a 92% win rate without really spending any money. So, it does lean towards it maybe, not being spend money automatically win. As you get points on your factions, you unlock stuff with the Path to Glory. So you get new maps, you get Germany at 100, new generals, etc., new maps, and then it turns into coins and credits from then on. I think it's just coins and credits for the rest of time. But yeah, anyway, moving on to the last negative, in my opinion. Big negative. It is a mobile game, but games are quite long. It seems like games can run to sort of 10 minutes if they're a close game. That's quite long for a mobile game, especially if you're used to Rivals, where games are 2 to 3 minutes most of the time. So although the game is fun, it is not as easy to sneak in a couple of games when you got a bit of downtime because it's quite long. Yeah. So I'm not gonna talk too much about strategy, but I am gonna go into a game now, so I can show off a few of the games, and I'll show you the gameplay. I'll show you sort of how games work. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a minute for the actual gameplay. So this is the loading screen. You can see your army and their army. You can see levels. You can see their name. You can see their rating. Okay, so this is the start of the game. Let's start with a Jaeger squad in play, which is a an anti-infantry and with armor piercing, so it can be decent against light vehicles as well. So here, as you can see, the map, there's resource points on the map. That's these things. These are the victory points. When you capture those, your opponent's ticker goes down, which is up here. And then finally, you have these resource crates at the start of the game. So these resource crates are... They start on, there's two of them on the map at the start. Here's a cooldown for how long until the next resource crate drops. These are like capturable points, except once you capture them, they disappear and you just get resources. So these are, I believe, intended to create some tension at the start of a game, because you kind of want to go and fight over the resource crates. A lot of people I play against don't seem to do that. They don't come and fight me for the resource crates. I can't imagine that's a good play. It has to be wrong, because you get a bunch of resources. Oh, he's trying to use a direct strike here on me, which is the artillery strike. But we were moving to attack his Jaeger, so we automatically dodged it. Alright, so we got the resource crate on the left. I'm not going to get the one on the... sorry, the one on the right. I'm not going to get the one on the left at the moment. Because we had to push in and fight his Jaegers, who are shorter range than... longer range than our flamers. So he would have just been shooting me whilst I was trying to capture that crate. So I moved in to attack him. Okay, so the way squads work, or units in general. Units take damage, you have a retreat button. When you retreat your unit, it will go back to your base, at which point it will heal fully. It takes a little while to heal, but yeah, your units, including vehicles and infantry, they will go back to your base and they will heal fully, restore models, and yeah, so unit preservation is really good in this game. Because the more units you preserve, the less often you have to build new units, the less money you spend on it. The less money you spend on building new units, the more money you have to spend on, you know, additional units or teching up or building buildings. So, for example, I can build an observation post here. An observation post will mean that the place can't get captured because they have to destroy the observation post first, and it increases the resources I get from that point. So, observation posts seem pretty decent. It seems like you're gonna get your money back on them if you get them early enough. So they seem pretty reasonable. This guy's built a pillbox in the middle. You can also build pillboxes. They cost 300. Pillboxes are pretty good in the early game. It's difficult to remove them with infantry, so they can really lock down an area. But they're quite a big investment in the early game. I mean, 300 resources, that's quite a lot. I'd rather spend my money on teching up faster so that you can get to the vehicles. There are some tier 1 vehicles, but they're all quite lightly armoured. Things like jeeps and there's a Kubel wagon on the Axis. But yeah, they don't seem great. I'm not that keen on them, honestly. Okay, so here this guy's trying to direct strike me again, but I've dodged it. We're gonna get our mortar to shoot his mortar. Both players, as you can see, both have 2 mortars. Mortars are really strong. I think mortars are very, very good. There's only 2 unit types in the game at the moment. There's infantry and there's vehicle. And mortars, the only other really relevant thing in the game is there's indirect fire units. And because there's really only infantry and vehicles, having an indirect fire unit that can support your fights is pretty useful. So I think mortars are pretty good. So anyway, back to the gameplay. As you can see, we're trying to take this supply crate here. We've got 1 victory point. He's got 1 victory point, so the ticker is stable. We now have 2. You can see his ticker starts going down. Commander power, you tick up. I'm just going to grab my tier 2 here. Oh yeah, so let's talk about tier 2. So tier 2, our base income goes up and our pop cap goes up. So we go from 5 pop cap to 10 pop cap, which obviously is twice as many units we can get on the field. So we are now tier 2. We're going to get an H-Mag, which is a half-track. It's good against infantry, and it's armoured. It's not heavily armoured, but it is armoured. This guy's upgraded his pillbox to anti-infantry here, which gives it a lot more hit points and armour, and a lot better damage against my flamers, so I'm going to run away from that. And I'm going to get a Stug, which is an anti-vehicle unit to go and kill that pillbox. So I've got my H-Mag. As I was saying, tier 2, you get more pop cap, more income. Over here is how you get general battle points. So you spending time in battle gives you a little bit. Losing victory points gives you a little bit. Capturing resources gives you a little bit. Destroying enemy troops gets you a medium amount. And losing your own troops gets you many points. So this is interesting because what they've done is this is kind of like one of the combat mechanics of the game. Because as you lose more units than your opponent, you will get more commander power than they will. Because losing units gives you points. The other combat mechanic of the game is how PopCap works. The more units you have, the less income you make. So here you can see 8 to 10, you get minus 25%, 11 to 13, minus 50, 14 plus, you get minus 75% income. So the more units you have, the less income you'll have, which means that, obviously, if you're losing, you'll get more commander power and more money than your opponent. This guy's pillbox just became an anti-light vehicle pillbox, so we have to run away our half-track now. But we've managed to take out his pillbox that was up here. We're going to bring the Stug down to attack this pillbox. I'm going to use the Blitzkrieg attack. So this makes all my units faster and have higher damage. And we're going to use this Stug to kill this pillbox. Yeah, just one-shot it. Stug does crazy high damage, but it has a very, very long reload time. You can see it's very, very slow reload. So it's really good for taking out vehicles and buildings, especially buildings. But yeah, it's very slow to fire. I'm actually going to retarget his half-track here. So tier 3 is very expensive. It will give us a little bit more income and 5 more PopCap. So tier 3 feels less important than tier 2. Getting to tier 2 quickly makes a big difference. You get the extra 5 PopCap, you get the vehicles. Tier 3 units don't feel as big a jump from tier 1 as tier 2 does. Which I think is nice as well. Because obviously, like, when you go to tier 3, the main thing is getting the extra PopCap. And it sucks when late game units just dominate absolutely everything. They are strong, don't get me wrong, they're good. They're just not like, oh my god, I have tier 3, so now everything is annihilated by my tier 3. Alright, so currently we're losing in victory points, but we now, because we went fast tier 2 and got vehicles before our opponent, we're starting to take back control of the map. We've got our Stug. Oh, he's got a Wesp. Wesp is amazing. I think that unit's actually overpowered. We're going to back up against that thing. So that thing's like a long-range artillery unit. I'm going to go tier 3 here. It's like a long-range artillery unit that, because it has an AoE attack, it's pretty good versus infantry and vehicles. It has good armor penetration, so it's good versus vehicles. And it has AoE, so it's good versus infantry. Look at the range on that thing as well, it's crazy. So I've just used my reinforcements ability. This gives me a mini gunner, or machine gunner, sorry, and a Panzerjäger. Panzerjäger is an anti-tank tank. The reason I'm getting that bad boy out is because it also has very good range, and I'm hoping I can snipe the enemy Wesp with it. I don't think we can capture that point because the Wesp will cover it. This gives vision, so if we go into that, the Wesp will start shooting at us. My best bet for beating it is probably to get the Stug. To snipe it out, just like one-shot it, because Stug does so much damage. Yeah, here the Wesp is messing me up again. I've built another unit here, which is a Opal Blitz. This is a medic and engineer truck. So this thing will heal my units if they're nearby. So we're going to try and heal up our Stug. Currently I'm trying to get vision on the Wesp so I can shoot it with my Panzerjäger. If this thing has good range, we might be able to kill it. Here we go. So we're going to Blitzkrieg and try and snipe the Wesp out. Yeah, we did a little bit of damage to it, but we're going to just shoot it a few more times to take it out. There's 2. So looks like we're going to need 4 hits to kill it, though. Well, we're forcing it back. Well, he hasn't run far enough away. We might get it here. Yeah, look how much damage it did to my infantry. That thing's a monster. Alright, see you later. See you later, squad. The Wesp is so strong, man. I think that thing's just straight OP. Alright, so we need to win this game before he makes too many more Wesps, because that thing is an absolute monster. We're going to get our Panzerjäger to start taking care of this. Panzerjäger is very lightly armoured. You can see how much damage it's taking, even from just mortars. Mortars are actually pretty good against vehicles. They're low damage, but decent armor penetration. So they don't do a lot of damage, but they'll do it to pretty much all targets. At this point, we're in pretty good control. We have 15 out of 15 PopCap. So we're maximum units. We've got almost all of the pads. We've got all of the what am I trying to say here? We've got all the victory points and most of the resource points as well. Gonna back up, try and dodge this direct strike. Stug's kind of slow. It's not very good at dodging. And we're going to try and take care of this thing. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention until now. You can get inside buildings. So there isn't an advanced cover system like Company of Heroes. There's just buildings. But buildings give you pretty good cover. So it is worth getting into buildings when you're in fights. You also get much better vision when you get inside a building. So it can be really nice to get inside a building just to see things. If the building dies whilst you're in it, though, your unit is instantly lost. So you need to be careful about that. So as I was saying, like you can see, the game is pretty long. That's I think one of the big negatives of it actually, because the Panzerjäger. He's trying to use like the big missile strike, which is you can see it does huge amount of damage in a fairly large area. We're blitzkrieging to get out of it. But yeah, games are pretty long, which obviously is bad for a mobile game. You don't want to spend, 10 minutes is a bit long for a mobile game. Looks like we're going to lose our Stug. Maybe we'll try and retreat it. If we lose the Stug, we can maybe get a Panther. Well, Stug's going to run away. We'll see if he makes it. Looks like he's going to make it. Good job, Stug. Now, another thing about this game that's weird is you can retreat, and then you can cancel retreat by selecting your unit and moving it. Which I guess it's because they don't want people to like accidentally hit retreat and then not be able to get their unit again. But what it means you can do is you can use retreat to tactically make your unit run away faster and with better defenses. Like I'm pretty sure when you retreat you get some armor. Like it seems harder to kill a retreating unit. So you can retreat and then use it to get speed and bonus defense and then stop retreating once you're away from the enemy units. Alright, so I'm going to build a couple of pillboxes to show off pillboxes. You can also upgrade your observation posts, by the way, into observatory, anti-light vehicle, and anti-infantry. Pillboxes are similar. Oh, hang on, there's a Wesp I need to deal with. Pillboxes are similar, that you can upgrade them in 3 ways, but instead of the vision upgrade, they have an anti-vehicle upgrade that costs a ton. It's like 600. But it makes your thing good versus vehicles and very, very heavily armored. I'm trying to keep this flamethrower alive long enough to take out the Wesp. Come on, boys, kill the Wesp, please. Kill the Wesp. I don't think we're killing the Wesp. But here, Pillbox has 3 upgrades. That one's the anti-vehicle one. Costs a lot more. Let's try and get this Wesp. So my ultimate ability, like the 100 cost one, is all of my points get an artillery defense, basically. If he ever actually pushes onto my points, I'll use it. But at the moment, he's kind of just chilling. I'm going to use Blitzkrieg again, try and get the Stug to shoot this Wesp. Come on, Stug, you can do it, buddy. Yeah, Stug. Stug is also pretty good. So anyway, yeah, we're pretty close. We're closing in on the end of this game now. I'm pretty sure it's 1 second for each victory point. Oh, there goes that's his ultimate ability there. 1 second for each victory point when you're ahead on VPs, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we're like maybe 2 minutes away from winning. But obviously this game has already been pretty long, so if you're gonna play some World War Commander, you gotta settle in for a reasonably long game. We're gonna grab the Panther now, which is our tier 3 unit. Panther's pretty decent. It's not as good as a Wesp, but what is. Hopefully, of course, they'll be doing some battle. I mean, the game is very early access still, so I'm not too worried about the balance. I'm pretty sure they're gonna fix stuff.
Ready to destroy the enemy.
Blitzkrieg again, get our Panther into the middle.
Order understood.
This Stug is also a beast, man. Anyway, pretty close to winning now. 50 points left. Almost got him. This game has not been that close. I'll be honest. I kind of crushed him. But you know, I've definitely had some closer games than this. We'll use the defensive artillery now. The game's almost over. So this is what it does. Starts dropping artillery on anything that comes near your points. It's pretty powerful, but obviously it only works on defense. So can't use it to kill like a dangerous unit. The big artillery general is much better at killing off a unit that is causing you problems because you can just drop the artillery on it. There's 20 points left now. About to win the game. We could also have pushed his HQ. That's another way we could have won the game, but I decided to just win with victory points. Alright, and there we go. That is a victory for the good guys, which is apparently the Germans this time. It was German versus German, so the Germans had to win, really. So we get a nice little bomb dropping on their HQ. We get some post-game stats. We get a victory point win. We get statistics here. You can see units built, units killed, buildings constructed, buildings destroyed. You can see how he had actually collected more supply than me, despite me having more of the map. That's because of the combat mechanic, where if you have less units, you get more money. or more units means less money, I guess is a better way to put it. So yeah, he actually ends up collecting more supply than us, even though we controlled more points than him. One other thing I think I forgot to mention that is pretty relevant. When you go to battle, there is skirmish, which is against other players, and training, which is against a bot. So you can play bots if you feel like playing bots instead of players. You can play bots. That is an option. Another negative that I forgot to mention is that this is really the only mode. There is only go and play 1v1 against either a bot or against a player, but that is the only mode currently in the game. It is still in early access. I don't know what their plans are for the future. I suspect they will add new modes and potentially maybe 2v2. I'd love 2v2. That's one of the main things that Rivals is missing. 2v2 would be fantastic. I know they also have plans for a third faction. There's currently USA and Germany. I would be surprised if it wasn't Russia. But I suspect it'll be USSR as the third faction. Anyway, here is the Path to Glory. As you can see, we've ranked up a little bit. We get 1,000 coins. So yeah, hope you guys, if you guys are looking for a new mobile RTS, I'd highly recommend giving this one a go. It is only available on Android currently. There is no iOS release, but it is coming soon to iOS within the next few months, I believe. And it is still in beta, so, you know, don't expect too much. This isn't going to be the finished product. There will be more when the game is released. Anyway, if you guys are hankering for a new mobile RTS, maybe check this one out. And if you want to see more content on this game, let me know, because I'm playing it. So if you guys want videos about it, I'm happy to make those. So if people are interested, let me know, and I will make more videos for World War Commander. Alright, see you guys next time.